All right. Hello, everyone. It's Rachel, and I am live with you here today with the amazing Sarah Druckman. And Dr. Sarah Druckman is a client of mine, and she is, yes, a doctor. She is also the owner of, oh God, Sarah, I'm going to probably say it wrong, Bougie Hippie Health.
Good job.
Yay! Okay, Bougie Hippie Health. And really what it is what she does is she helps people in all areas of wellness. She's a chiropractor, a yoga teacher, and a health and wellness coach. She's freaking badass. Amazing woman. So I'm super excited to have her with me tonight because Sarah, unlike some people, she joined the program, the Live Your Dharma Coaching Program, I think for all the best reasons. And a lot of people, I think, they think they can only join a program when they already know, right, what they want to do or that they're certain. And I think Sarah joined it from our conversations really more for herself first. And she's interested, obviously, in becoming a coach, but she really knew that first she needed to do some of the work on herself. And she's definitely been doing it. She's such an example of what's possible. So Sarah, first off, tell them like where you are in the world. Tell them about where, your office is. Some people may be listening and be like, oh, I need to go visit her. And right. And then tell them a little bit, what did inspire you to join the program?
So I am a chiropractor by trade. My office is in downtown Alpharetta, Georgia, and it's called the Alpharetta Wellness Collective. We've got 3 massage therapists, an esthetician, a yoga studio, and chiropractic and biohacking or health optimization tools in the office, and a little boutique with lots of crystals. So if you like boutique-y things, we have some pretties as well. So that's been my dream. I started chiropractic school at 30. I'm 40 now. I've been in that building I'm in now, my space, for a year and a half. It's really, truly my dream practice.
It is gorgeous. I'm just going to interrupt for a second. I got the fortunate ability to be there on the opening weekend and teach. And it is really a beautiful space. It's just so warm and inviting. And I can't say that about every space.
It has a glass and sun porch full of plants. I love gardening and plants. And it has this huge sun porch, the whole front of the building, and a waterfall. That was like my big splurge when I opened. I'm like, do I need a waterfall? I was like, yes, I need a waterfall.
I love it.
So, pretty cool. So yeah, I'm in the office part-time, and then I'm also a horse chiropractor. I'm a certified animal chiropractor. In another world, I would have been a vet. So I have married my passion for health and wellness, holistic health with animals. And I think that's about it, right?
Yeah.
So, and then I've been wanting to get into the online space for years. I've been saying, I want to create an online business. One, I want to share my message with more people, and I don't want to just be limited to a brick and mortar. And then also, what I do is very physical. So I do have, unfortunately, a little bit of fear. Like if I'm working with horses, and they can be very dangerous, and I climb up and down the ladder, and sometimes they're a little wild. And it's like, if I were to break my arm or whatnot, I wouldn't really be able to do my job very well. So part of it comes from that, but more so just the ability to reach a lot of people.
I love that. So is that what inspired you to sign up for the coaching program?
So I was inspired because I would see all of Rachel's messages and they resonated with me. I was like, burnout entrepreneur.
Good to know.
Oh, she target marketed me big time.
Not intentionally, Sarah.
I was really curious about coaching, and I'd hired a business coach and a relationship coach. And finally the time was right for me to step into Rachel's program. And I just thought it was a great place to start, because I knew her and trusted her, and her messaging just really spoke to me. so just the timing was right. The timing really transpired.
Okay, love it. And tell them a little bit, because you have definitely had some pretty cool shifts. Tell them about maybe like 1 or 2 or 3, however many you want, that you would say, like I always say the big ones, but even little shifts or sometimes big shifts, it's all relative, right? But what are some of the shifts you've had since starting?
Well, I started the program, middle of January, I think it started.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a big life shift 2 weeks into it, like really, really, really big. And the program for me has been really, the biggest factor I could say is the accountability. Mm-hmm. I have been kind of burnt out off and on for a couple of years. And, the way to get out of that is by giving to yourself first. And I preach that, but I also am human and need accountability. And, I've dove into all areas of health for 20 years, but probably the least I know about, or that I'm learning the most about, is even just communication and emotions. And, that's what coaching is centered in. So I had this huge life shift, and this course has been amazing. The timing is divine, truly, because it keeps me accountable. And I think the biggest thing is I go in and out for years. I've gone in and out of, my yoga practice and meditation and journaling. And I've never been so consistent with my journaling and my gratitude and breath work and, all the things that I know are good to help you to manage stress, and that I tell other people to do, and that make big shifts in your mindset in your life. But I'm like doing the work more than I've ever done the work before.
That's really interesting, because, the truth is like the accountability, it's not like anyone's like following up on you, right? It's not like anyone's like, oh, are you doing it? No one is. But so I'm interested in where the accountability is coming from within. Like, I definitely want you to acknowledge that. I want everyone to hear that, because so often people think, oh, I'll go into a program and other people will hold me accountable. And that's not actually what happens inside this program. I mean, yes, there's the showing up for the calls, and there's the connection, and there's the practice coaching and stuff. But what Sarah's talking about right now, the nourishing yourself, which we can't fill we can only pour from an empty cup so long, right? That's actually coming from within her. And I'm curious if there was a shift, if there was a moment where you just were like, this is what what helped you commit to that?
I think once I started, well, one, because we were told we had to set.
I love it. I do tell them they should do that. That's not
okay. Sometimes as the doctor, total transparency. I tell everyone what to do all the time. It's my job, and I'm very comfortable in my role of where I play every day as the practice owner, as the doctor. But we all need accountability, and I needed Rachel in this program at this point in my life to just set me on the right track. I think one of the very, very, very first things we did that really resonated with me was non-negotiables, right? What are your non-negotiables? What are you going to do for yourself? And even just that term, non-negotiable, I'm like, yeah, I'm doing these things. And, I miss days. I'm human. It's not like I'm totally perfect with it, but I've gotten in the habit, with the self-coaching each day, I've gotten in the habit where if I'm not sitting down and doing the coaching and writing, if I'm not writing something in my journal, I feel, I feel kind of empty,
Love that, because it's so true. And people don't often realize, and it's hard to understand it till you start doing it.
Mm-hmm. It's that habit. It's that, the first day was, I used to be a big writer. So it's always kind of been in me. And but I've never been more consistent. And I think some of this started even before Rachel's program. I've been building that muscle, but just that accountability and the non-negotiables, and what are you doing for, like, the trust, right? That's part of the big factor, is building trust in yourself. Yeah. If I can't trust myself to do what do this every day, and I'm telling other people to do it, you're not in integrity and congruence. So yeah, just having that, having other people and loving the material too. I think I just, it was the right material and the right information. It was the exact right thing I needed at that time. More than I would have known when I had signed up for it.
Yeah. Isn't it? I mean, I don't know if people that are spiritual out there, like, I'm spiritual, like, right? Like, I just really believe that God, universe, spirit, whatever you want to call it, like, has really divine timing. We don't always understand it in the moment, and good and bad, right? But the right things do land in our lap sometimes, just at the right time. Yeah. Well, I'm so grateful that I've been able to help, like, be that support for you, and the group's been able to be that support for you to help re-nourish, refuel your cup, because you are doing such amazing things for so many people. And I think it's important that, your cup is being refilled every day, right? So you can keep doing all the amazing things you're doing. I mean, that's part of my why, is like, I want the good people, right, to be out there sharing their message, doing what they do, because that's where I think, well, personally, I think that's the money should go into the good people's hands. That's a whole other subject. So Sarah, tell them a little bit about, like, your experience, like, in the container, in terms of, like, the coaching style. I love this question because everyone I interview so far has a different answer, which is, like, blowing my mind.
So within the container, like with you, Rachel, specifically,
so with me and then the other women. Yeah, like, what has your experience been like?
So I have definitely been, I think I've been giving and sharing, but also I feel like I've been receiving a lot from other people within the container, which is kind of, well, it's where I'm at right now in my life and what I need more than anything. So it's been, I just love being present on the calls with everyone else and listening to them and supporting them. And I like, it's a safe space. It's a nice group. We're all in different places and different, we're all in different places, and we're diving deep into, a lot of, very personal things of people's lives. And it's nice to be vulnerable and open, on such a deep level with people. I'm not the most vulnerable always with strangers necessarily, but it doesn't feel like a group of strangers necessarily, and it feels very safe to talk about anything. So that's been a good experience. And with Rachel, we've had our one-on-one coaching calls as well. And so I got to be honest with anything. Sometimes I work a lot, and it's like, oh, this is more work a little bit. Like,
and
maybe I don't want to grow today.
Right, can I just take a break from, like, expanding and growing and becoming a better person?
For the love of God. If I have to expand any more this month, I'm gonna lose my shit.
I love it. I love how real you are, Sarah. It's so true. Some days I'm like, okay, enough.
And it's sometimes it's the same thing with going to yoga. It's
right.
Like, do I have to go to yoga? And then I go to yoga, and it's like the best hour of my entire freaking week, of course, always. Yeah. So every time I've been on a call, I mean, I don't even know. Sometimes I think it was just the other day, I was like, I don't know what we need to talk about necessarily. And, like, Rachel guided me down a path to, exactly where I needed to be. So I feel like I'm getting a ton out of the personal coaching as well, personally and from a business standpoint. So that's nice.
So good. I love that. Yeah. I love it when people are like, I don't know if I have anything today. And then it's like, boom, right? And it's one of the fun things. It's common. Like, and I love that clients sometimes come that way because I love them to see that their clients are going to come that way too. And like one of the biggest, I think maybe it's a myth, is like, there's nothing to coach on unless there's a problem. And that's very much, Sarah and I talked about this. That's more of like the therapeutic model, like the therapy model is like problems, but like coaching's not just about problems. Sometimes it's about what's going really well and how do we make it even better? You know, and that's part of the reason what made me fall in love with it. So Sarah, if someone right now was like a little bit on the fence and they're thinking about joining the next round, what would your advice be to them? What would your suggestion be?
I would just go for it. You know, I don't even think I knew exactly what was in the course, to be completely honest. I was like, oh, live your Dharma. Perfect. I'm into that. Right? Like, awesome. Let's do this. So just go for it. I don't think you'd regret it whatsoever. And if you're being guided to this course, there's a reason and you should go for it. I think people have so much fear of making decisions and stepping into the next thing. Like, okay, I went in this, I'm for years, I've said I want to get in the online space, but I don't know what I'm an expert at or what I'm going to do. But yet I have a doctorate, right? And I've been doing wellness for 20 years. And like, I've gotten a ton of clarity from this course, and you know, it's invaluable. So it's just, you've got to just take one step forward. And even if you're like, Rachel and I talk, because my intention for this year was to have a really chill, peaceful year. I guess we are doing that, not in the most direct way, but absolutely. And I'm go with my business and expansion. And I'm in this space right now. I don't have a timeline. I don't have, you know, I'm gleaning information. So even if I feel like if you're in that place, it's a great, you're learning and growing as a human no matter what. And it's going to be worth it.
Oh, I love that. I love that you don't have a timeline, because I think so often people do come in with the timeline, the pressure, and that actually, it never works. It's like pressure literally sucks the life out of you. So yeah. I think it's
coming more from flow state, right? It's like, okay, this is going to happen when it's meant to happen. And, you know, I signed up for the deluxe package or whatever, where I love branding. I'm like, ooh, I get to put up a web page. Yep. Am I going to like immediately jump into something? Probably not, but that's a huge motivating factor for me. And it definitely makes it more real. And, you know, it's okay. I got my toe in, right? Yeah. Whereas if I didn't have that accountability and the systems in place and Rachel to help me, I would probably in another year or 2 years say, okay, I'm going to get into the online space.
Hopefully not, but maybe, because for you, I think one of the biggest things, Sarah, has been slowing down and learning to nourish you, is like, I hope for you, one of the biggest things I hope for you is just like, I think you are going to step fully into this sooner than you think. Actually, I see it for you. And I think you kind of already are tiptoeing into it, as we were talking right before we got on this. But it's like, if nothing else, Sarah won't be burnt out anymore. And yes, if that is an incredible gift. Like, she gets to give herself.
100%. It's funny. I actually I have a tarot reader, numerologist I speak with.
Ooh, I love her.
She's great. I have a couple people, but it's a business write-off.
Of course it is. Everything's a business write-off.
But she did say this is coming much sooner. Like, she said it's, you know, much sooner than my intentions. So
yeah, I think everyone keep your eyes open, and I'm going to drop a link to follow Sarah, because I think this is happening. Like, yeah, I can feel it. I'm pretty intuitive, and I feel like it's We're on the verge, Sarah. Pretty
All right.
energetic.
I did. And, Rachel helped me because I have a very busy, thriving business already. And I would have to shift. I'd have to shift my time and some of the things I'm doing in order to even accommodate coaching clients. And I did work out some of the numbers the other day and put it on paper, which is, I'm reverse engineering, right? Which is, things get dangerous when you start doing that.
Totally. That's the fun part. That's when we're serious.
That's when it's serious.
It's serious, baby. Well, Sarah, thank you so much. I mean, Sarah really is a really busy woman. So, and, for showing up, taking time out of your day to share like your experience and your gifts, and really, really want to recommend people to follow Sarah. She is like such an inspiration. She's such a cool person. And really, if you knew everything that had been going on in her life, you'd be like, holy shit, this woman is badass. So really an example of what's possible. So anyways, Sarah, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I am honored to be in your corner. And if anyone wants to get in touch with Sarah, I will drop it in the comments, her link. I don't know if what you do on Facebook. I will drop your Instagram. And if you're out in the Atlanta area, you should totally go visit the Alpharetta Wellness Collective. It is awesome. I've gotten some massages and stuff there, and it's a very beautiful, very cool space.
I have an amazing team. Seriously.
She really does, people.
I'm very biased, but I have the best of the best in there. So
I would not disagree with you.
Yes, thank you. I'm fortunate.
Yeah. Well, it's because you are so you're such a great leader, right? That you draw, I really believe in energy. We talk about that a lot, and we attract certain energy to us. And it's no doubt that you surrounded yourself with such amazing people because that's who you are. Right.
I appreciate that.
If you were, pardon my French, but crap or shit, but you're not at all. It doesn't match, right? They wouldn't stick, they wouldn't last. Anyway,
I'm learning how to be a better leader, though. Honestly, I've definitely learned through coaching and business and life. I'm an attractor, and I'm an attractor.
Yeah.
But there's a lot to be learned about leading.
It is a practice and work and practice, work and practice, work and make.
What is it? Brene Brown has what is it called?
Dare to Lead.
Dare to Lead. That book is awesome.
So good. Her books are so good. I haven't read her recent one. It's on my to-do list. Yeah,
it's a great book. So, and it's the same as with coaching. Coming more from flow state and parasympathetic and all the things you're going to learn in Rachel's program.
Absolutely. Thank you, Sarah, so much. Everyone, thanks for tuning in and listening. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.